That's how liberals derive their power. So they look at average Americans with contempt. And they look at me, you can't do this, you're not qualified to do that, you're too stupid to do that, you're too stupid and you're too uninformed or whatever. And conservatives trust average, ordinary American because it's, this is a great country. Average Americans, ordinary people, accomplish extraordinary things every day. And in the liberal side of the aisle, those people are targets for punishment. Look at the enemies list of today's Democratic Party: ExxonMobil, any pharmaceutical company, Walmart. You go right down the list, and it's the people who are defining success in this country. And I think that's a little bit trepidatious and dangerous to entrust the engine of this country to right now, the way they're currently constituted.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Welcome back to beautiful Pebble Beach. I'm talking right now with radio talk show superstar Rush Limbaugh. That's what he told me to write, talk show superstar. Anyway, Rush, so much to get into with you while you're here. And one is the prospect of President Hillary Clinton.
All right, you brought up polls earlier. There was a Harris poll that came out a couple of weeks ago. As a powerful, influential member of the media, I'm sure you saw it. Maybe it's USA Today, see it in Gallup, one of those two. 51% of the American people said they definitely would not vote for Hillary Clinton. Now, she may be able to get their nomination, but I don't think she can win a national election. I think
remember, obviously you're a great student of political history, Rush, but in 1980, the Carter folks were hoping Ronald Reagan would be the nominee, because no way he might get the nomination, no way he could win. We all know what happened.
Well, but I don't look at that kind of history repeating itself. I look at her. I look at the personality that she is.
But what if things are really lousy in 2008? What if Iraq is foundering, the economy is sputtering?
It's going to depend on what she's saying. I understand what you're saying, that you're saying that she might benefit from just an anti-incumbent mentality. Neil, there is a new media out there today that does not let the left get away with defining the news, defining the circumstances, defining personalities and so forth. And they haven't learned how to deal with it. They haven't learned how to deal with people like me, the problems they think Fox News causes, and everybody else. They're still in their 30-year-old playbook in which they think all they have to do is, portray somebody the way they want to portray them, and the American people will see it, swallow it, and like it. I think, who knows what's going to happen, but I think she will probably redefine negative turnout.
She has moved to the center. Do you buy that move?
She's not moved to this. She's trying to make people think she's moving. This is the problem with the whole Democratic Party. I've been trying to help the Democrats for 8 years on this, and they won't listen. Just be who you are. Don't make a feint here to the middle on abortion when you know you're not
Well, it worked for Bill Clinton.
But Bill Clinton had enough people on the left, like Hillary, who are satisfying. The base of the Democratic Party is a totally different animal today than it was.
But Bill Clinton avoided that base, didn't preach to that base. You could argue, argue that he was trying a different strategy, but it worked for him. Who's saying that it can't work either for his wife or the other Democrats?
Well, no. Look, how do you triangulate the war? Are there centrists and moderates? This is a bugaboo of mine anyway. I have gotten so tired over the years. Republicans are the ones that anger me the most about this, talking about how we must move to the center. We must get the great unwashed, the undecideds, the moderates. I say, screw them. I want people that are passionate. Conservatives win when they are conservative, when they campaign as conservatives, and then when they govern as conservatives. That's when they win. They don't win by moderating.
Well, what do you think, though, that maybe it's gotten too extreme on both sides? The red states have never been redder, the blue states have never been bluer, and maybe the candidate that wins in 2008 is the guy, woman, who can bridge that.
That may be. I have no clue, but I doubt it, because I think people today are hungry for ideology. Give you my personal illustration of this, an example. When my show started and took off, everybody assumed on the left that I was a Pied Piper and I was taking mind-numbed robots and programming them. That's not what happened. There were already millions of people who thought what I thought. They just never heard that view in the national media. I came along and validated what they believed. Most people, when it comes to the issues that matter to there's no middle ground on the war. There's no middle ground on terrorism. You acknowledge it or you don't, but there's no middle there to finesse. Now, Democrats want to try it. I welcome them to it.
Could I ask you a personal, would you ever do TV again? I know you and Roger Ailes had done that for a while.
Well, I love Roger. Roger was the executive producer of my television show. I don't know. I constantly am asked this. I guess in the right circumstances I would, but it's not something that I'm actively pursuing. I am more than satisfied and thrilled with the radio success that I've had and the opportunity to do that show every day. It's just me. There aren't any producers.
You don't need this medium.
No producers, no... Well, it's not a question of not needing it, but I am sort of proud that I think radio has become a dominant influence in shaping public opinion. Good radio paints the picture for the audience. The audience has to be actively involved. Sometimes in television, you can get lulled into sleep watching the picture, not listen to what you're hearing.
Were you tough talent for Roger Ailes to deal with?
What's that?
Were you tough talent for Roger Ailes to deal with?
No.
Because I'm not myself. I'm not myself.
No, it's not tough dealing with Roger, and I wasn't. But the biggest thing he had to do with me was to convince me that I could be good at it, because it was so foreign to me. I've never had a producer, I've never had segments, never had meetings, and television requires all that, and it all sort of constrained me. I felt a little strangled.
Okay.
He said, "You're just open up."
Just open up. Just be you.
That's right.
We don't have a whole lot of time, Rush, but depending on the figures I read, you're worth a few $100 million, whatever, which is a lot of money. Where or how do you invest?
How do I invest? Well, my strategy right now is most of my thinking is I live off my income. My investment portfolio is very, very conservative. It's a lot of municipal funds, because I'm not tapping it. It's.
Do you like the stock market? Is that a sign that you're worried about our stock market?
No. This has been the case since I first started earning enough money to put away. I'm well over 50% in munis.
Really?
Yeah.
It's very conservative.
And real estate. I've purchased a lot of real estate.
Right. You own Florida, right?
Well, there's one particular county that I will never own.
We won't go there. But you're basically conservative, and that's something you try to
because
do.
I'm patient. I'm not looking for the quick overnight return tomorrow, because I know I'm going to be working for a number of years, and the income that I am fortunate enough to earn is...
Okay. Here's what you do, Rush. You give me your money. I'll get back to you in 30 years. I'll invest it for you. Okay. All right. Very good seeing you. Rush
Thanks
Limbaugh,
for having me.
fun.
This is great, Neil. I really appreciate it.
It was very fun, very fun. He's really great to watch on the links, too. He's slightly better than me at this golf thing.